welcome to the In Focus series section of Drishti IAS. I am Aisha Singh, and in today's video we will be discussing about the controversy over NAAC system for assessing higher education. And this news has been surfacing on social media for a long period of time. So let us see that what is the news and why is this controversy erupted and what is the controversy. So first let us look at the timeline of the video. First we will be looking at what is the news, then what is NAAC, what is its accreditation process, and what is the latest controversy surrounding it and which university has been involved in this, and what are the alternative solutions available for NAAC. Then accredited institutions in India, which state has the maximum number of accredited institutions or universities, higher educational institutions apply for accreditation, and why there is so much of less institution accredited in India. In the end, we will be talking about a prelims MCQ and a mains practice question. This topic is of relevance from General Studies paper 2, that is education. From exam perspective, you should be able to know that what is NAAC, what is its accreditation process, and what is the latest controversy surrounding it. So let's get started and see the news. This news has been taken from Indian Express, and it says the controversy over NAAC system for assessing higher education. So the central idea of this news is NAAC. What is it? How does it work? What is its role? So let us see. Recently what has happened is the National Assessment and Accreditation Council, which stands for NAAC. So NAAC's full form is National Assessment and Accreditation Council. And what does it do? It does quality check and assessments of Indian higher level educational institutions. So whatever higher level educational institutions we have in India, all the colleges and all the universities, who keeps a check over them? It is the NAAC. How would it work? What are the quality measures that needs to be taken is all seen by NAAC. So recently what has happened is the rating of the Maharaja Sayajirao University of Baroda has been increased from level A to level A plus, and there are allegations that the university has paid bribe in this process. So what has happened is that people are asking for improvement across the parameters which are set for giving different kind of levels or the grades to the universities. And this controversy has erupted at a time when already the NAAC is exploring changes in its approach. So the controversy is that Maharaji Sayajirao University has been changed its score from A to A plus, and there are allegations that they have paid bribery for it. Now let us look at first that what is NAAC, because understanding NAAC becomes very important from this news perspective, and this is what is important from the exam perspective also. See, NAAC is an autonomous body. Autonomous body means which is independent. Autonomous body under University Grants Commission, popularly known as UGC. So it is first fact is it is an autonomous body. Second is it comes under UGC. So what does it do? What is its work? Its work is to assess and certifies HEI. HEI is higher education institutions with grades. So it gives different grades to higher education institutions as parts of accreditation. What does the word accreditation mean? The accreditation means giving someone formal grading or recognition. So this is what NAAC does. It gives the higher education institutions its gradings. And there is a multi-layered process involved in it. So there are different stages which is involved, and it assesses the standard of quality of a university or of a college, whoever applies for getting the accreditation. So what are these different stages that is involved in this and which NAAC is looking after? That is curriculum, faculty, infrastructure, research, and there are other parameters also. So these are the parameters on which NAAC judge a university or a college and give them their desired grade which they deserves. So what has happened is, so the NAAC gives ratings between range that is A++ to C, and all the institutions which gets the grade after C, that is grade D, and grade D means that it is not accredited. So whenever a university gets the grade D, it means the university is not accredited. So the range becomes that is A++ to C, A++ being the best college or the topmost colleges, and C being the least performing colleges. Now let us talk about the accreditation process, that how the process is followed by NAAC. So recently what has happened is, the process that the NAAC is following is the input based process. So what is the input based process? Input based process means that the university or the college or the student, whichever is applying for it, they need to evaluate themselves and tell about their goods and bads, about the pros and cons, and about the best performing things that they have done or their achievements, and the university or the college has to give its own evaluation. So NAAC relies heavily on self assessment. The proper word is self assessment reports of applicant institutions. It means that one institute is assessing themselves, self assessment they are doing. So the first step is, what they do is that the applicant institutions submit a self-study report of information related to quantitative and qualitative metrics. So the institute judges itself and evaluates its own performance different parameters which has been set by NAAC, that I've already told you, be it curriculum or sports or faculty, infrastructure, research, and many more other parameters. So, and the data is then validated by NAAC expert teams. So the first stage becomes the self-assessment report which the institution or the college submits by itself. Then comes the second stage, which is the self-assessment report which has been submitted by the college. Who judges that report? That is the NAAC expert teams. So NAAC expert team is the judgment of the NAAC expert team is the second step. Then what is the last step? The last step is the peer team visit to the institution. So the third step is peer team visit to the institution, and this last step is what is the step which has created the controversy, that this peer team visit. So people feel, and there are allegations that the peer team visit can be fabricated, can be influenced by the university or by the college, and in recent controversy this step is what is under scrutiny. Okay, now look at this chart. What does this chart tells about is, look at this, that the top 5 state when it comes to accreditation of the higher education institutions. So when it comes to university, we have the most number of university in Tamil Nadu, that is around 43, which has been accredited. Then comes Uttar Pradesh and then Maharashtra. And when it comes to colleges, then there is Maharashtra on the first spot, and then Karnataka, and then Tamil Nadu. See, there is difference between universities and colleges. In one university there can be different, and there can be many colleges. So there is difference between university and colleges. Now let us talk about the latest controversy which is in news. So it says that NAAC has withheld. So NAAC has stopped the grading of Maharaja Sayajirao University of Baroda after the controversy erupted of giving them the grade from A to A+. So it has now withheld grading of Maharaja Sayajirao University, and the complaint was an anonymous complaint. And the complaint said that the university has tried to influence the peer review team, which I've told you that in the accreditation process is the last stage, and this last stage is what has created the controversy. That the university tried to influence the peer review team with while with giving them favors, and that is in the form of money, gold, cash, etc. And NAAC has also released the improved grading, which is allegations as false. This is what the NAAC is saying, and the college is also saying that the allegations which has been put up in the form of anonymous complaint is not true, it is false. And the council is considering reducing the role of the peer team visit in the overall scheme of things. As I've told you in the starting of the video, that already the NAAC is trying to change its process little bit and is on the way to change its process, and especially the last point, that is the role of the peer review team. So this, and after this controversy, this change has been made little fast, and the role of the peer team visit will remain facilitatory in nature. So this has not been done till yet, but this will be done, and this is probable that this can be done, that the role of the peer team will be reduced and will only be facilitatory in nature. And no significant weightage in assessment and accreditation will be given to the peer team visits, because it has been said that the peer team visits can be influenced or can be fabricated by the college or by the university or by powerful individuals. Now let us talk about what are the alternative solutions available with the NAAC. And it says that the prevailing input based approach can be replaced by the outcome based approach, because the self-assessment report will always say good things about the institutions or the university. The universities will not point out their wrong points or whatever they are lacking. Then instead of input based, output based approach can be followed. Then in the current system, it accepts the claim of a PhD candidate that his thesis is of good quality. So the input based approach says that the person or the college or the university is self-assessing itself and is saying good things about one's own self, but that is not something which can be of very good relevance and which can run well in the coming times. So the emphasis should be on students who are equipped with relevant skills and academic capabilities. So more than the self evaluation, what should be focus should be more on assessing the relevant skills and the academic capabilities or the overall personality of the children or of the university, that how they are performing overall. Then NAAC should ask institutions about the samples of learning material so that their quality can be seen. Then continuous assessment task should be done on regular basis so that the overall enhancement in personality takes place, and final examinations to show that they have outcome of learning. Assessments should be done on regular basis, and in the end there should be a final assessment overall on which basis the university or the institutions will be judged. Now let us talk about the accredited institutions in India. So in total there are 1043 universities and 42,343 colleges present in India, and out of which latest data says that 406 universities and 8,686 colleges has been accredited, and this is what is written on the portal of the All India Survey on Higher Education. And Maharashtra has the highest number of accredited colleges, which is more than twice which from the second spot, and the second spot is held by Karnataka, which is 914, while the Tamil Nadu has the most accredited universities, which stands at 43. Now let us talk about higher educational institutions which apply for accreditation. What are the criteria that these higher educational institutions follow? That a higher educational institution has to be at least 6 years old if they want to apply for the accreditation, and at least 2 batches of students have been graduated from this college or institution. That first criteria is minimum how many years? That is 6 years. And how many batches should have been graduated from that institutions? At least 2 batches. Then accreditation is valid for 5 years. So when first time, like for example, in 2000, if a college get accreditation, then it is valid only for 5 years. That is 2000, 2001, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So only for 5 years the accreditation is valid from the date it has been given accreditation. Then accreditation process for the first time is referred to as cycle 1, and then when again a institution gets accreditation, it will be called cycle 2, cycle 3, cycle 4 and so on it follows. Now why there are so less institutions which has been accredited till now? It is because of the fear of obtaining a poor grade or not accreditation at all. The institutions do not apply for the accreditation on voluntary basis. Then it holds back higher institutions from voluntarily applying for evaluation. The fear of not being able to pass the process or the grading system is what is letting the higher education institutions hold back from applying for the accreditation. Then accreditation is mandatory through UGC, and then which comes under the Mandatory Assessment and Accreditation of Higher Educational Institutions Regulations 2012. So this came in the year 2012. Then NAAC has explored one more possibility of a new system, and that new system is provisional accreditation for colleges. This is a possibility. This has not been done. This is a possibility, a probability. Then under this, it has been said that even an institution of 1 year old, even 1 year old institutions could apply for accreditation under PAC, that is provisional accreditation for colleges. Earlier the time period was how much? It was 6 years, and the provisional certificates would be valid for 2 years. While the present scenario, when an institution gets accreditation, it is valid for how many years? It is valid for 5 years. But one of the drawbacks that is coming in PAC is that the quality standards will be compromised on a huge basis, because when an institution is already 1 year old, one cannot judge its performance, that how the institution is performing, because not even a single batch has been graduated from that college. It takes little time to assess a college or an institution or a university's performance based on the students which have been passed out from that college. Now let's come to the prelims MCQ, and you people need to tell me the answer in the comment section. I think you'll be able to do this one. Consider the following statements regarding the National Assessment and Accreditation Council, that is NAAC. The first statement says that it carries out quality checks or assessment of Indian higher level educational institutions. We have done this statement. And the second comes that it is an autonomous body under the University Grants Commission. So I think we have been able to do both the statements, and the codes given below are 1 only, 2 only, both 1 and 2, neither 1 nor 2. So now let's come to the last section, that is the mains practice question, and this question is of 10 marks, and it says that what is National Assessment and Accreditation Council NAAC, and discuss its accreditation process. So the two commands given in this question are, first is what you need to explain that what is NAAC, and then you need to discuss about its accreditation process. So first command is what and second command is discuss. So try to do your answer writing practice, and that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Till we meet next time, keep reading and keep writing.